Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, bringing you quite possibly the hardest chapter on the game. And this is Bulletstorm, very hard difficulty, video walkthrough. And this is That Thing Is Leaving Without Us, start of Act 7. And the reason why I would say that this is the hardest part of the game is because there is a shootout in one room where you've got easily 40 guys that come for you, and you also have 4 heavies at the same time, and it's a pretty small room and it can go from bad to worse really quickly. And then directly after it there is a chase sequence where you have to chase down Serrano and get to a shuttle before it takes off. And you are timed to do this. There's a lot of enemies that they throw at you when you're trying to get there, and there's a ton of bullshit at that moment as well, so that can be really challenging and really frustrating. So I think personally this is probably the most taxing this game gets. So if that's what you've been waiting for, you're in for a treat. It's not that bad though, and luckily enough, if you are struggling, you have this video to help you through. So when you get off this elevator, it pretty much starts. And what's going to be happening is you're going to see the creeps and you're going to see the skulls fighting each other, and you're kinda in the middle of this battle. And because this civil war's going on all around you, there's generally a lot more enemies than there is in the earlier chapters. So you're going to get a lot of snipers, you're going to get a lot of the dudes with the screamer pistols, and just a ton of shotgun guys, and it's just a case of dealing with them the ways you've been dealing with them through the game. And littered all around the battlefield are the little cysts, the yellow sacks, the pustules full of whatever the hell they release, the toxin that sends people crazy, the spores or whatever it is. So make sure you utilise that to stop people from attacking you, and it gives you some breathing room to finish them off. And just make the most of all the skill shots you've learnt so far. Knock them into the surroundings, use your charge shots, just keep on doing your thing. And when you come down here, it's another pretty dense room full of guys. Over there you've got the creeps, which I get a lovely X-ray shot on, and then over here you've got the skulls. Almost sounds like the Crips and the Bloods, doesn't it? But take cover when you take too much damage, and just try and take this section as slow as you can, because there is a lot of enemies and a lot of enemies spawn, so if you rush it you're just going to get murdered. But there's explosive devices everywhere, there's bits of cover everywhere, there's also enemies everywhere, so it's a challenging section. It's also a good opportunity to get some skill shots as well, because there's the nom-noms hanging on the trees that you can use to immobilize enemies and then pick them off later. There's also just big groups of dudes, so if you're wanting to get the bigger skill shots that demand more than one person to kill, these can be really good for that. But at this moment in time I'm getting dicked, so I'm taking cover behind the car. And this is one of the moments on the game where the sniper rifle is really going to pay dividends, because a lot of these encounters will be long range, and they are a hell of a lot accurate with their carbines than yours is, so just take that to note. And obviously because the creeps, you can't use your leash on them, so you have to shoot them. Unless you can get a stun off and then you can leash them, but that can sometimes be harder said than done. Easier said than done, should I say? Fuck me. So there's a drop kit detected, so you can refill on all the stuff you're using. And at this moment in time, I would definitely say make sure that you're stocked up on everything, because it's gonna just make your life easier. And whoa, there you go, nice little no scope, hip fire, taking that dude out. The Call of Duty community would be proud. But just buy everything that you've used, replenish your munitions, and just carry on through this section, because this start section isn't that challenging. These first few areas aren't too bad. It's the stuff that's coming up that's going to really tax you. So there I go. I set my secondary on charge just in case I need to pull it out and say fuck you to the enemies. And then you kick your way out here. And this area here where you can see those flies, that is the best area to get the flyboy skill shot, which is where you have to knock a guy into a group of those flies. And the best way to do it is to stand underneath them, wait for these green guys to rush you, and then use the thumper, and it'll knock them directly up into the flies. And that was the last skill shot I needed to get every single skill shot on the game. And this is it's got to be the easiest way to do it, I think, and the best section to try it on. But clean these dudes up, reload all your shit, keep on pushing forward. See what we've got. So let's have a see what's happening now. So it's going to be quiet for a while, and then when you leap over here, you're going to get rushed by some creeps. Here they come. And if you just saw that, that means that there's going to be a bouncer heavy that's sat to the right of me. So once you've cleaned up these skull dudes, focus on the bouncer. And if you've got a sniper rifle, you can use the sniper to take out his tank. And then you can finish him off with your traditional guns. But for some reason I'm using the charge shot from the carbine, and it's not really working. So instead I use the flail gun, and that does work. But just be careful with these guys, because, yeah, I remember this. Watch this. This is an example of me not managing this fight very well. Instead of messing about with the carbine and the flail gun, I should have pulled the sniper rifle out, and this guy would be simple, but he nearly kills me here. Watch this. I have absolutely no life. He's firing cannonballs at me. They're somehow not hitting me with the splash damage, and I'm still fighting him like a moron. Don't ever get drawn into a firefight like this. This is my pride over functionality that's being displayed here, and I should not have won that fight. I should have died then. It's all about managing your encounters, and that there is a perfect example of how not to play Bulletstorm. But when you come down here, as you can see, there's another creep. And it's just areas densely packed with enemies, so get used to really long runs of bad dudes. That guy's just running away lazily. He don't give like two shits about what's going off. And just keep pushing forward. And there's another drop kit to replenish anything you've lost, so make sure you use it. It will help. And just keep pushing forward, because the start of the challenge on this level comes when you split up. And the split up section isn't that difficult, but the section after it is the one that I've mentioned where it gets really challenging. But I've got a really good strategy for that room if anybody's struggling with it. And the best thing about it is when I first did it on my first run through, I did it the hard way. I sat underneath the stairs, I didn't use any thumpers, and I kind of did it the Rambo way, and just... I don't even know how I survived actually. It was a really tense and tough fight, but I managed to do it. And the second time through it was so much easier because I had some common sense on my side. And luckily enough I got it in the recording run, so I have pretty much the easiest and safest way to approach the fight. And I could have swore that were a neck shot. That's bullshit. Try and dip it. That was a helmet shot. I understand why that didn't kill him. Come on, throw a shot. One shot kill. No idea what just happened. No idea. But there's a ton of skulls left, so make sure you regenerate your life and take them out as quickly as you can, because they are wicked accurate with their weapons. It's not even funny. Nice little cheese fest there. Shoot him in the hand. I should really be using the explosive bullets on these guys, because there were about 3 of them together and it would have killed them a lot quicker than this impromptu display of bad accuracy. Sadist. And this is interesting. As soon as you pick up this machine gun, you're going to spawn a ton of creepers to run down these escalators. So the best thing to do is to just unload. Try not to overheat your chain gun, but it's easier said than done. And then just unload on people. If you start getting tagged, take cover behind this little pot of plants. As soon as your life comes back, bomb back out and start spraying dudes. Because there's a good 10 or 15 creeps that try and rush you. And that beeping means we're running out of battery, which is probably the worst mechanic in this game. Second to the stupid handlebar bullshit. And this is the area where we split up. So Trishka and Ishi are going to go down on the ground floor, and you're going to be on the balcony cleaning people up. And it's not that challenging really, because you're so overpowered on this game, it's unbelievable. The only time you're in any real danger is when you're getting swarmed by a ton of different enemies. So the first enemies that come is 2 skulls that rush from that bottom area, and if you time this you can kill them both with a charge shot, but I fuck it up. And as soon as you kill them, there's going to be enemies that run on your level. Excuse me, and you can see them spawn there. You see them running through the glass? So the best thing to do here is to charge your thumper and knock them up into the air, and you'll get a ton of points for doing it, but on this recording run I don't do it. Instead I set everybody on fire and I come in and clean people up. The reason why I figured out that it's a good area to use thumper is because I've done the echo on this level, and I got a ton of points in this area, so that was pretty cool. But there we go, there's another drop kit to replenish anything that you've used. And this next room is going to basically be a ton of different enemies, and then when you push forward a little bit there's going to be some heavies, and then there's going to be some heavies on the bottom floor, but that's coming up on the second part of the video, guys, and that is the hard section. So thanks for watching, you take care now.